welcome back to the DSA with DAX series. Myself DAX Patel, and today we're gonna solve question number 389. Find the difference. Okay, and today is day 23 of our DSA series, where we can start it from absolute beginner to the advanced level. So this is phase 2 of our series. Okay, I hope you got clear about previous all lectures. If you find any doubts, just ask me in comments. Okay. So basically, first I'll explain the question. Okay, then we move to the each and every example. After that, I'll explain like approaches, what approaches are possible for this question. And after approach discussion, we move to the code writing, and we write one clean code. Okay, and like if you not watch yesterday's video, reverse word in string triple I. It's basically 557 question of Leetcode. If you not solve video in I button, you can check out the video and understand logic and approaches of question, and you can try the question. Okay. Now start tomorrow's question. So firstly, question is trying to, you are given a two string S and T. Okay, basically two strings are given S and T. The string T, okay, is generated by random shuffling of S. The T string is generated from S while shuffling the S strings characters, and then add one more later. And after that, in T string, they only added one more letter at a random position. Return the letter that was added to T. So it's basically you are given two string S and T. S was basic string. After that, S string shuffled. Okay, then added one new variable to the, like one new character to the S string, shuffled S string, and then it's called T string. Okay, I hope you got clear about both strings. So you just have to find the different characters which are inside the T string. Okay, and you have to return it. There is only one random character added. Okay, so you have to just find that character. So now we move to the example part. Okay, so firstly we'll see example one. So input S equal to ABCD. First string is ABCD, and in T string ABCDE. So here you can see that E is the extra variable. Okay, so explanation. So here is given that E is the later was added. So this is simple. Okay, the string is small. Okay, very small. And for this, they, for S, the empty string taken, and in T they added Y, so output is Y. So basically, it's like a simple string are given. Okay, in some case they supply, in some case like directly this example one they given direct to you to check your logic is good or not. Okay, so you just have to take and compare, and you can find, and we'll see the condition of that. So the string length is basically in between 0 to 1000. Okay, so they have multiple characters multiple times, and t dot length is equal to s dot length plus 1. Okay, so only they clearly mentioned that they only add one character, and you just have to find that one character. They don't add multiple characters. Okay, S and T consist of lowercase English letters. Okay, in this, both the strings contain only lowercase English letters, so you don't have to worry about uppercase and other. So this is the all about questions. Okay, I hope you got clear about the questions, each and everything. So now we move to the approaches part. Okay, so now first I'll explain approaches for this question. So first approach, you can take an object, okay, like character count object which store all 26 characters, and just like how many times in a string A, how many times B in A, like that they store. After that we can compare it with the string, and whenever we find any like character, we can like in character count we reduce it, and at the end which character remains we can print it. Okay, this is simple approach. Okay, one more approach I have in my mind. Okay, we can use ASCII value character code, okay, to calculate. Whenever I'll complete first approach, then I'll show how we can do second approach codes, okay. And you have already done similar questions, so you can also be try. Okay, so its second approach is basically depends on the sky value and comparison between that. Okay, so you can, if you find the second approach, you can like send in comments. Okay, so I'll start with the first approach code. After that, we can at the end we can discuss about time and space complexity of these codes. So first approach for like we want one character count variable. Okay, so character count, it's basically an object. Okay, then we take and for loop. Okay, for loop for moving in a string, let I is equal to 0, I is less than s dot length. Okay, and then I plus plus. Now we want something like this variable to store this thing in that. So let's take ch equal to s of I. Okay, afterward we take an if condition to check comparison between it. Character count of ch. Okay, our given ch way is character count of ch is undefined. Okay, whenever like first like in string first a comes, it's basically count is undefined for that object inside there is nothing. So for that first we can use character count of ch. Okay, now the character count for this ch I like if first time a comes, so it's become undefined in for that. So but first time comes, so we can change it to 1. Okay, like first time a comes, so character count becomes 1, and after that second time when it comes, it's directly become character count of ch. Okay, is plus plus. It directly increase the value of the character count because you have already if their character count like a is already in our character count object, so you don't have to like add it one. It directly plus plus, so it can be added plus one to this our given object value. So this is our first string completely. Now we have to do similar thing for t string. So here starting from the I is equal to 0, I is less than t dot length. Okay, and I plus plus. This is the same as a string. Also we can declare one variable for storing our value. Okay, now we have to take an for loop like in if conditions. Sorry, if our character count of ch equal to undefined undefined like or basically or this is or operator used to uh, either of these two conditions. So this is the or operator basically is used to check for either any of these two conditions are valid or true. It becomes true. Okay, so another condition is character count, okay, of ch is already becomes 0. Okay, whenever you can use in assume one thing, in string 1 you have 3 time a. Okay, and in string t you have 4 time a. So first time you got a, you can subtract it. Second time you got, you can subtract it. Third time you got, subtract it. So now first, like our character count object is 0 of a, but there is a variable, okay, but the value of a is 0. So you have to take an condition for if the character is not undefined but character is defined but characters count should be 0. So like it has to be our extra variable, okay. So is equal to 0, then if this condition valid, so whatever we have to use is return, okay, our ch value, okay. This this is first thing completed, but still we don't get our value first index. So that's why we have to write our else condition character count of ch, okay, minus minus current in character count ch minus minus, okay. Now we have completed our almost thing. Just we have to like this return for just formality. Okay, so first I'll check for test cases. Okay, okay. Spelling mistake here. Okay, now it have to. Okay, so this answer is accepted. Now we'll submit for all Leetcode test cases check. So this is the basically our simple approach where we can move forward with one object and take a comparison and increase the count value and after that we subtracting it, okay. So the second approach what I am talking about is basically we take each and every like characters. Wait, let me show you. Okay, so here is abcd are four characters given that. So we take is as character code, B character code, C character code, and D character code. We added all together sum, okay, and store it in one variable. And for this T string also we can do. And here you can see this condition. There is only one. They clearly mentioned that they only added one variable extra. So we can sum this string and these strings, okay. So now we have sum of character code S and sum of character code of T. So we can subtract sum of character code of T minus sum of character code of S. So we can got the difference. Difference is only and one character code. Okay. So now we can convert back it to this like character string. So we can got our answer directly. We don't have to do multiple comparison and multiple for loop. Okay. So I'll write the code for that. You can see and like understand how these things work, okay. And you have to think about like how you can do this question by another approaches, okay. It will help you to improve your logic building, okay. So firstly I'll remove this whole thing, okay. So first I'll take let sum of s equal to 0, let sum of t equal to also 0, okay. Now I am taking one for loop. Let I equal to 0. Okay. I is less than s dot length. Okay. And I plus plus. So this our for loop part completed. Now sum of s plus equal to character. Okay. So like character code. Now that we have to go for our another one, another for loop for let I is equal to 0, I is less than t dot length, okay, and I plus plus. Now sum of t, okay, plus equal to character code at I. Now we have both variable in there, so all strings, sum of each and every character for sum s like sum as variable stores some of these all the character code, and some of these stores some of each and every character of this. Okay, so now we want one more variable. Okay, so let give difference. Okay, sum of t minus sum of s. Okay, so return like string dot from character code diff. Okay, here is some mistake. Okay, so let's first run and check if this solution is correct or not. Okay, wait, here are some spelling mistakes is happen. Let character code at. Okay, so here we forgot to use like s. Okay, now s dot character code at. Okay, now it has to be like submit and run. Okay, so this approach is also accepted. So you can see that we taken these two variables, take then these two for loop. We can basically do comparison and store like increase sum, basically sum of each and every string, and then we can find the difference and convert it back to the string and return it. So this is our second approach. Okay, you can try this question by another like inbuilt function, and okay, now like it's accepted. So we discuss about this time and space complexity. For this approach we only taken like first index to the last index of our string for loop. So time complexity is order of n. Okay, it's like we using two loop, that's not matter. If two loops are nested and we moving twice to the first index to last index, then it becomes order of n square. Okay, for this is order of n, and space complexity is order of 1 because we don't taking an entirely new string which can store almost in worst of the worst case we just taking two variables which can store our current values. Okay, and our first approach time complexity is also order of n because we are using same as these two for loop. Space complexity is also order of 1 because like you can know we are don't using an entirely new string. We are using object, but for object there is 26 character in alphabet. So we max store 26 characters. Okay, in our new object. After that we can use like you have greater than that string, just like it will store like a 4 time b 6 time like that, so it will don't affect our like size. So that's why both for order of 1 and order of n square is time complexity and order of 1 is space complexity. You can try this by any new approach if you find. Okay, and all 54 test cases are accepted for this question. So now we move to the tomorrow's questions, basic details, which question you gonna solve. Okay, so tomorrow is gonna solve question number 169. It's basically maturity element. Okay, this question. So it's basically given a norms of size and the majority element. You have to return the majority element. The majority element is the element that appears more than n by 2. Okay, times you may assume that the majority elements always exist in the array. Okay, so like half of the n size, like if the array is of length 10, the like element should be greater than 5 or 6 times should be appear in the nums. Okay, and you can assume that the majority elements always exist. Okay, they confirm that. So each and every case they almost mention the majority element. We can see example 3 2 3. 3 comes two times, so it's basically around 66.6%, like it's 3, so it's greater than like n plus 2. And here in second example, you can see that 2 comes for 4 times and 1 comes for 3 times. Okay, so this is also very satisfied because like 2 is greater than n slash 2. These conditions are given. N is equal to nums dot length. Okay, and n's range is 1 to the I into 10 to the power 4. In the nums of I, it's basically minus 10 to the power 9 to plus 10 to the power 9. Okay, so you can try this question. Okay, and after completing this question you can post it on LinkedIn and Twitter and mention me. Okay, and if you find any doubts about today's video, you can ask me in comments. Okay, and if you not started yet DSA with the series, you can start it. Okay, link in I button from day one, where I explained each and every doubt about how can you solve where time. Okay, so what is the method and each and everything should be explained in first video. You can check out now. And today's code and explanation is uploaded to the GitHub. You can check out GitHub repository for any doubt. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. Meet on tomorrow's video.